Hello, everybody, and welcome to IC Markets Market Commentary. My name is Tamar Mehr from Trade with Precision. And today I want to do a spotlight on the euro because the euro has strengthened against many of its trading partners as European leaders agreed to further boost spending on defense and they reiterated their commitment to help Ukraine. So we saw a very strong week for the European currency. And I want to start here with euro dollar, and this is the weekly chart. And we can see here from the weekly chart, we are now in an uptrend. We had a very strong push, and we also broke through this level in and around the 1.0530. And if you take a quick look here on the daily chart, we can see that the push has moved from a lower low all the way up into a higher high. And what I'm looking for here is a bit of a pullback, really some of this very strong buying pressure. And the level that I'm looking for that pullback sitting in and around the 1.0630. We can see we had a couple of touches at that level in the past. Now, I also drew the Fibonacci retracement from the latest move on the weekly chart, so from the low to the high, and we can see that we've got the 50% retracement clustering very nicely with this level. Now, one thing to note is that we don't have the moving averages here in the correct order for an uptrend. In fact, it's very much still in the correct order for a downtrend. And if we'll take a look on the monthly chart, we can see that the monthly chart, this could simply be a bigger pullback, but we could still pull back in and around the breakdown level and the round number of 1.10. So coming back into the weekly, there's still some room to move on this area until we reach that level, but I first need to see some release of this very strong buying pressure. So coming back into the daily chart, we can see that the daily chart does have the moving averages 10, 20, 50 fanning and in the correct order, but we can also see the strong overextension, the big distance between where price action sits right now and the moving averages. So my plan for this market is to wait for a pullback, look and drill into lower time frame and see signs that buyers are returning in and around that 1.0630. The next market is Euro Aussie, and it's a similar story, a very strong push all the way from a lower low to a higher high. Now, I want to drop into the monthly chart and have a look at where we're sitting. And what I like about this one is that we already pinged this previous high. We had a spike here that got fast rejection, and now we passed that area. So I like that, but we're also overextended on this time frame as well. Taking a look here on the weekly chart, and we can see once again we moved from a lower low to a higher high, and the area that I'm looking for a bit of release of this very strong buying pressure sitting in and around the 1.68 area. We had a couple of touches at that area in the past, and if and when the market will pull back to test that level, it could bring us also back into the averages, which are in the correct order here for an uptrend. And similar to euro dollar, I'll be drilling down into lower time frame to look for potential setups. Lastly, I want to take a look at euro kiwi. Now, euro kiwi here on the monthly is in an uptrend, and we can see the strong push that we had and the break above this monthly level. Now we can see we are also overextended, but moving averages on this monthly chart 10, 20, 50 all fanning, all in the correct order for an uptrend. Now looking here on the weekly chart, the weekly is also in an uptrend. We had a pullback into the averages, into the buy zone, that area between the 10 and the 20 moving averages. We spend a bit of time at that area and then we push forward to another higher high. I also added the Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high over here, and we can see that we've got the 50% retracement clustering with this previous high and the round number of 1.86, and the area of the 61.8% retracement is clustering in and around this area that had a couple of touches, so a bit of the top area of this consolidation level. So in the case of Euro Kiwi, what I'm looking for is a pullback to that sweet spot, anything between the area of the 50% to the 61.8% retracement. And once again, if and when the market will pull back into this area, it will also bring us closer to the buy zone. So if we'll take a look here on the daily chart, we can see this strong push that we had, but also the consolidation level that I'm looking at, that it's in and around the 61.8% retracement. So anywhere between those two lines is the area that I'll be looking for the buyers to come back into this market. Happy trading, everyone. Bye for now.